Tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station. The time now is 8 o'clock. Time for another hour of the great music that came out in the 1960s with the 60s and Nostalgia Show. Nothing really planned for the show tonight. We'll mark a couple of milestones to kick the show off, and then we'll just have a look at what I brought down and see what will entertain you over the next hour. But if you'd like to hear a particular song, artist or band, you can always give me a ring at the studio here on 378-0255, 378-0255, and I'll see if I can dig it out for you. Meanwhile, let's sit back and listen to Boots Randolph and a song called Yakety Sax, and some of those listeners with long memories will remember this one. It's a song that always used to play in the background on the Benny Hill show when old Benny was chasing young ladies. Just a couple of birthdays to mark tonight, and we'll start off with the birthday of a guy called Barry Wickham, and he was the drummer of Herman's Hermits. He was one of the founder members of Herman's Hermits, born this day in 1946, and he is still, from what I can see, performing as the Herman's Hermits. And one interesting thing I did notice when I was having a look at what he'd done is that he's the oldest or most long-standing member of Herman's Hermits. But along the way, in the 1970s, after Peter Noone left Herman's Hermits, they had a bit of a argy-bargy between themselves, and now apparently when Peter Noone is touring America, he gets billed as Herman's Hermit starring Peter Noone, and when Barry Whitham tours the States, he is also billed as Herman's Hermits starring Barry Whitman, but elsewhere around the world he just goes under the name of Herman's Hermits.
Woke up this morning feeling fine. There's something special on my mind. Last night I met a new girl in the neighborhood. Whoa, yeah. Something tells me I'm into something good. Something tells me I'm into something. She's the kind of girl who she told me I could. Something tells me I'm into something good. Something tells me I'm into something. Something tells me I'm into something. She told me I could. I asked to see her and she told me I could. Something tells me I'm into something good. Something tells me I'm into something. Something tells me I'm into something good. Something tells me I'm into something good. Oh yeah, something tells me I'm into something good. Something good.
On the 21st of, 21st of July 1948, Cat Stevens was born. Of course, Cat Stevens now better known as Yusuf Islam, but in the 1960s he changed his name from a Greek name that I can't pronounce to Cat Stevens, and had several hits in the later part of the 1960s, and then took a time out of the music business because he contracted tuberculosis and spent a lot of time in the hospital and then recuperating, and then he came back with a vengeance in the 1970s and 80s, and of course put out those magnificent albums in the 1970s. Cat Stevens is still touring and performing. In fact, he performed at Glastonbury Festival last month. So he's still very, very active, and of course well remembered in New Zealand for his generosity to Christchurch, and for him coming over at the special service for those who lost their lives in the mosque shootings a few years ago. So Cat Stevens, one of the great singer-songwriters. So I thought we'd play two songs from Cat Stevens, both from 1967. The first one is his first hit single, a song called Matthew and Son, and then later in 1967, towards the end of the year, he recorded an album called New Masters, and one of the tracks on that was never released as a single, but is a very popular song. That song's called First Cut, is the deepest. Funnily enough, it was covered by P.P. Arnold earlier in 1967, but since then it's been covered by many people, including Keith Hampshire in I think the 70s or early 80s, and also Rod Stewart. So get the right button to push, Dave. It's Matthew and Son.
Late for Matthew and Son, he won't wait. Watch them run down the platform 1 and the 8:30 train to Matthew and Son. Matthew and Son, the work's never done, there's always something new. The files in your head, you take them to bed, you never ever through. They've been working all day, all day, all day. There's a 5-minute break, and that's all you take for for a cup of cold coffee and a piece of cake. Matthew and Son, the work's never done, there's always something new. The thoughts in your head, you take them to bed, you're never ever through. And they've been working all day, all day, all day. He's got people who've been working for 50 years. No one asks for more money, cause nobody dares, even though they're pretty low and their rent's in arrears. Matthew and Son, Matthew and Son, Matthew and Son, Matthew and Son. And they've been working all day, all day, all day. Matthew and Son, Matthew and Son, Matthew and Son, Matthew and Son. I would have given you all of my heart, but there's someone who's torn it apart. And she's taken almost all that I've got. But if you want, I'll try to love again. Baby, I'll try to love again, but I know the first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. 'Cause when it comes to being lucky, she's cursed. When it comes to loving me, she's worst. But when it comes to being loved, she's first. That's how I know the first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. I still want you by my side, just to help me dry the tears that I've cried. 'Cause I'm sure gonna give you a try. And if you want, I'll try to love again. But baby, I'll try to love again, but I know the first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. 'Cause when it comes to being lucky, she's cursed. When it comes to loving me, she's worst. But when it comes to being loved, she's first. That's how I know the first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. 'Cause when it comes to being lucky, she's cursed. When it comes to loving me, she's worst. But when it comes to being loved, she's first. That's how I know the first cut is the deepest.
Two in a row there from Cat Stevens to mark his birthday on this day in 1948, finishing with a great song. The first cut is the deepest. All right, let's get into it. And we've got the Procol Harum coming up, and this is their second hit single, song called Homburg.
devour both themselves and also any fool who dares to tell the time. And the sun and moon will shatter, and the signposts cease to sign. Your trouser cuffs are dirty and your shoes are laced up wrong. You'd better take off your homework, 'cause your overcoat is too long. Your trouser cuffs are dirty and your shoes are laced up wrong. You'd better take off your homework, 'cause your overcoat's too long. Your trouser cuffs are dirty and your shoes are laced up wrong. You'd better take off your homework, 'cause your overcoat's too long. Your trouser cuffs are dirty.
Procol Harum, the brilliant Homburg from 1967, and next up we've got a track from just later in the 1960s by Dusty Springfield.
Billy Ray was a preacher's son, and when his daddy would visit, he'd come along. When they gathered around and started talking, that's when Billy would take me walking. Out through the backyard we go walking. Then he looked into my eyes. Lord knows to my surprise, the only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. Yes, he was. Being good isn't always easy, no matter how hard I try. When he started sweet talking to me, he'd come and tell me everything is alright. He'd kiss and tell me everything's alright. Can I get away again tonight? The only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. Lord knows he was.
Yes, he was.
How well I remember the look was in his eyes, stealing kisses from me on the slide, taking time to make time, telling me that he's all mine, learning from each other's knowing, looking to see how much we've grown, and the only one who could ever reach me
I don't know her name, she's a fisherman's daughter, Come on down to my boat, baby. Come on down where we can play. Come on down to my boat, baby. Come on down, we'll sail away. She smiles so nice, like she wants to come with me, But she's tied to the dock and she can't get free. Come on down to my boat, baby. Come on down where we can play. Come on down to my boat, baby. Come on down, we'll sail away. Fish all day, sleep all night. Father never lets her out of his sight. Soon I'm gonna have to get my knife and cut that rope, so we can go fishing in my little red boat. Make you happy in my little red boat. So come on down to my boat, baby. Come on down where we can play. Come on down to my boat, baby. Come on down, we'll sail away. Come on down to my boat, baby. Come on down where we can play. Come on down to my boat, baby. Come on down, we'll sail away.
Come on down to my boat, baby, and that was every mother's son. Of course, that was a one-hit wonder. Next two songs coming up certainly weren't one-hit wonders, the groups that made them. We'll start off with the Kinks and finish with the Doors.
Thank you for the days, those endless days, those sacred days you gave me. I'm thinking of the days I won't forget a single day, believe me. I bless the light, I bless the light that lights on you, believe me. And though you're gone, you're with me every single day, believe me. Days I'll remember all my life, days when you can't see wrong from right. You took my life, but then I knew that very soon you'd leave me. But it's alright, now I'm not frightened of this world, believe me. I wish today would be tomorrow. The night is dark, it just brings sorrow, let it wait. Thank you for the days, those endless days, those sacred days you gave me. I'm thinking of the days I won't forget a single day, believe me. Days I remember all my life, days when you can't see wrong from right. You took my life, but then I knew that very soon you'd leave me. But it's alright, now I'm not frightened of this world, believe me. Thank you for the days, those endless days, those sacred days you gave me. I'm thinking of the days I won't forget a single day, believe me. I bless the light, I bless the light that shines on you, believe me. And though you're gone, you're with me every single day, true, you know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire.
Two great songs from two great groups, finishing with The Doors and I'll Light My Fire from 1967, and that brought the time to 8:30 here on Arrow FM, your local community access radio station. You're listening to the 60s and Nostalgia Show, and next up we'll go back to 1962 and a song that was put out by a lady called Linda Scott, and I've Told Every Little Star.
Dum, da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Why haven't I told you? Oh, baby, I told every little star just how sweet I think you are. Why haven't I told you? Da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I told ripples in a brook made my heart an open book. Why haven't I told you? Friends ask me, am I in love? I always answer yes. Might as well confess if the answer is yes. Maybe you may love me too. Oh, my darling, if you do, why haven't you told me? Da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Friends ask me, am I in love? I always answer yes. Might as well confess if the answer da 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 da
My boy lollipop, you make my heart go giddy up. You are as sweet as candy. You're my sugar dandy. Oh, my boy lollipop, never, never leave me, because it would grieve me. My heart told me so. I love you, I love you, I love you so. But all I wanted to know, I need you, I need you, I need you so. And I'll never let you go. Oh, my boy lollipop, you make my heart go giddy up. You set the world on fire. You are my one desire. Oh, my lollipop. I love you, I love you so. But I don't want it to know. I need you, I need you, I need you so. And I'll never let you go. My boy lollipop, you make my heart go giddy up. You set the world on fire. You are my one desire. What am I, a lollipop? What am I, a lollipop? My boy lollipop. My boy lollipop.
Millie Small there, and my boy Lollipop. Next up, we've got Nancy Sinatra, and this was her second hit after Boots, the song called How Does That Grab You, Darling?
You came by at 2 o'clock. You should have been by at 10. I said by at 3 o'clock, and I ain't coming back again. Whoa, how does that grab you, darling? How does that mess your mind? How does that grab you, darling? This girl is leaving you behind. You smart aleck tomcat, you. When the sun goes down and the moon comes up, I'm gonna go out and prowl, yeah. Don't come a-looking for your pussycat, 'cause I won't be, you know how. Whoa, how does that grab you, darling? How does that mess your mind? How does that grab you, darling? This girl is leaving you behind. Now you ain't nothing but an old tomcat running around my house. I'll tell you something, you old tomcat, you just lost your mouse. Whoa, how does that grab you, darling? How does that mess your mind? How does that grab you, darling? This girl is leaving you behind. There's more than one way to skin a cat, you know. Bye-bye.
much. My life depends on your touch, and my love is a river running so deep. Way down inside me, it's up so deep. It's too big to hide, and it can't be denied. Love is a river running so deep. I work myself to death for ya, just to show I adore ya. Nothing I wouldn't do for ya, 'cause my love is a river running so deep. Way down inside me, it's up so deep. It's too big to hide, and it can't be denied. Love is a river running so deep. All I ever am or hope to be depends on your love for me. Baby, believe me, if you should leave me, I'd be nothing but an empty shell. I know darn well I can tell now. I don't know much, but I know I love you so much. My life depends on your touch, and my love is a river running so deep. Way down inside me, it's up so deep. It's too big to hide, and it can't be denied. Love is a river running so deep. Now, love is a river running so deep. Way down inside me, it's up so deep. My love is a river running so deep. Way down inside me, it's up so deep. My love is a river running so deep. Way down inside me, it's up so deep. When I think about the good love you gave me, I cry like a baby. Living without you is driving me crazy. I cry like a baby. I know now that you're not a plaything, not a toy or a puppet on a string. As I look back on a love so sweet now, I cry like a baby. Every road is a lonely street, I cry like a baby. I know now that you're not a plaything, not a toy or a puppet on a string. Today we passed on the street, and you just walked on by.
Two in a row there from the Box Tops, finishing up with song Cry Like a Baby. And that brought the time to 18 minutes to 9 o'clock here on Arrow FM, your local community access radio station. And you're listening to the 60s Nostalgia Show. And while it was on, I was on the phone to Kerry, and Kerry's watching the football on TV as well as listening to Arrow FM, and he was saying that apparently down in Wellington the Costa Ricans are giving the Spanish team a bit of a runaround, so that may well be another result where the underdogs toppled the team that was perhaps favoured to to win. And I watched the woman last night, New Zealand against Norway, and I haven't actually watched a professional game of football for a number of years, but it certainly piqued my interest, and magnificent effort up there at Eden Park. It certainly has got the World Cup off on the right footing. Right, next up, if I can remember, it is, yes it is, it's the Buckinghams and a Kind of a Drag.
When your baby don't love you, kind of a drag. When you know she's been untrue, oh, listen to what I gotta say. Girl, I still love you, I'll always love you, anyway, kind of a drag when your baby says goodbye, kind of a drag when you feel like you wanna cry. Oh, girl, even though you made me feel blue, I still love you, I'll always love you, anyway.
Alone, I took a ride, I didn't know what I would find there. Another road, maybe I could see another kind of man there. Ooh, and I'd certainly see you. Ooh, did I tell you I need you every single day of my life? You didn't run, you didn't lie, you knew I wanted just to hold you. Had you had gone, you knew in time we'd meet again, for I told you. Ooh, you were meant to be near me. Ooh, and I want you to hear me say we'll be together every day. I got to get you into my life. What can I do? What can I be? When I'm with you, I wanna stay there. If I'm true, I'll never leave, and if I do, I know the way there. Ooh, you were meant to I didn't know what I would find there. Another road where maybe I could see another kind of man there. Ooh, and suddenly I see you. Did I tell her that I need you? And every single day of my life, I need you, baby. Every single.
Cliff Bennett and the Rebel Rousers there, got to get you into my life. And I think after that little rocker, we'll maybe sit back and listen to a bit of country with Johnny Cash.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire, bringing the time to 9 minutes to 9 o'clock here on Arrow FM, and you're listening to the 60s Nostalgia Show, and let's jump up to the late 1960s and Sly and the Family Stone.
Some bottom so that the dancer just won't hide. You might like to hear my organ. I sit right solid right now.
Real rocker there from Sly and the Family Stone, and dance to the music. And we've got time for one more, and I think we'll have another track from the Box Tops, and we'll go out with Cry Like a Baby.
When I think about the good love you gave me, I cry like a baby. Living without you is driving me crazy. I cry like a baby. I know now that you're not a plaything, not a toy or a puppet or a string. As I look back on a love so sweet now, I cry like a baby. Every road is a lonely street, I cry like a baby. I know now that you're not a plaything, not a toy or a puppet on a string. Today we passed on the street, and you just walked on by. My heart just fell to my feet, and once again I began to cry. When I think about the good love you gave me, I cry like a baby. Living without you is driving me crazy. I cry like a baby. I know now that you're not a plaything. I cry like a baby. As I look back on a love so sweet now, I cry like a baby. Every road is a lonely street. I cry like a baby. My heart just fell to my feet. You know I cry like a baby. You left the water running out.
The Box Tops there, and Cry Like a Baby, bringing to a close another edition of the 60s Nostalgia Show, which was first broadcast all over the wonderful Wairarapa on Arrow FM 92.7. Before I disappear off home, I'll put on some commercial-free Kiwi music, and that'll take you right through until the next scheduled program here on Arrow FM. And let's now have a look at the weather forecast for the next few days. And looking at some of the camera shots on Wairarapa TV, I think it might be a little bit damp in Masterton just at the moment. Righto, tomorrow we're going to get to 12 degrees. It's going to be a few showers, and they'll be widespread in the afternoon. A southeasterly turns a southwesterly in the afternoon. On Sunday, top of 14, rain, easing to a few showers in the afternoon with a fresh sou'wester easing. And on Monday, a minimum of 6 degrees, a top of 14, the cloud clearing and becoming fine later with westerlies developing, and with that maybe some warmer temperatures. Looks like the weather may be a little bit iffy in the morning for the kids' sport, so hopefully that doesn't get cancelled. I won't be able to see the grandsons Tomorrow I'm heading up to Dannyburg to a book fair held by the Dannyburg Lions, and I'm going to go out there and see what bargains they may have. And on Saturday night, of course, I'll be overwhelmed by the amount of sport that's actually on TV just at the moment. It's huge sporting events happening all over the place. Of course, in New Zealand, the big one, the Women's World Cup for football, and what a great way to kick that off last night with the win over the Norway team, and it certainly sets those great women up for a great tournament. The next match they have is on Tuesday night in Wellington, where they play the Philippines. So all the best for them for that game. But certainly it has ignited the tournament in New Zealand, no question about that. Overseas, there's a lot happening over in the UK as the British Golf Open is being played, and Ryan Fox and Daniel Hillier had pretty average rounds and way down the field at the moment, so they need a spectacular second round to make sure that they don't miss the cut. Also over in the UK, of course, we've got the cricket, the fourth Ashes Test being held at Old Trafford, and it's in an interesting stage after a couple of days with England having a goodish lead over the Aussies with a few wickets in hand. So hopefully we'll see some action like we saw last night or early this morning from the English team. I think they'll be wanting to rattle on some quick runs to get a bit of time up their sleeve, because bad weather is forecast sometime over the weekend. And of course, then over the ditch in France, the French or the Tour de France is starting to finish up, and I haven't watched a great deal of it because I haven't been able to get it on Sky until the last 3 or 4 nights. So I've virtually taped just about everything. So I might have to become a hermit for a few days and blob down on the couch and catch up with all the sport. But certainly huge amount of sport going on at the moment. Of course, last weekend, that great game from the All Blacks to basically demolish the South Africans in the first 20 to 30 minutes, and then hang on for a comfortable win. So, as I said, lots of sport to keep us occupied, and I suppose other people will have other things to do. So whatever you are doing, take care, and take care during the weekend. We'll catch you next Friday night at 7 o'clock with the Blues Show, and 8 o'clock with the 60s and Nostalgia Show. You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station that broadcasts all over the wonderful Wairarapa on Arrow FM 92.7 and elsewhere via our website arrowfm.co.nz, and of course you can also pick up programs on Wairarapa TV, which is a Freeview channel number 41. The time now is 3 minutes after 9 o'clock. Time for some commercial-free Kiwi music.